26th. We'll begin the meeting. Okay.
That's okay. I
I
have it.
have it.
Okay, cool.
I took a picture of it.
I have it with notes.
Okay, good. Okay, first item on the agenda.
Status of open positions is quo, as in status quo. Um, with the exception that the building commissioner and I, potential building commissioner and I are in talks. So
Awesome.
let's see what it takes to get him through the door.
Good.
Great.
Excellent.
Everything else is pretty much the same. No moves on the treasurer collector
Mm-hmm.
because of I
Yeah.
think we're trying to just get ourselves to current.
Yep.
ATA's on hold. What else do we have? Project production manager is going up as a vacancy.
Production manager?
Yes.
Okay.
Um,
Is that part of the television group?
yes.
Is that a,
I think
a
that's,
new position?
The board voted on it in
I was
November.
gonna say, yeah.
Oh.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, he brought us like a job description or something.
Oh,
I didn't know it was- I didn't realize
gosh.
it was
It
that-
seems so long ago.
I know.
No, I didn't realize it either.
Good
But
one.
yeah,
We're getting the ball moving here in HR.
Okay, good. Thank you.
And so that's going to be posted.
Yeah. And then the Mike Ward's position, the town administrator.
That'll
Yeah.
be anyone's guess at this point.
and the Parks Direct have nothing to do with us.
They have to follow the bylaw,
Right, I get that, but I mean, as far as,
the appointment.
right, that job, the title, the description, that's one became vacant when Laura left, so there's nothing for this board to concern themselves.
No, you'd already approved the position
Yep.
description and
Yeah, but that-
classification, and so it's
Yeah,
as
it's
far
just
as
a
the
vacancy.
election goes, they're going to work with me.
Okay.
Yeah, good.
So they're
Good.
going to come meet with me. They were supposed to come tomorrow, but I dropped the ball and forgot to respond until the note was available. So hopefully within the next day or so, the first round of candidates will be reviewed.
Oh,
Okay.
Which got a very good number of applicants.
Oh,
wow.
good.
Yeah, like
Oh,
in the
great.
70s. So
Wow.
Everybody has to leave at 6, just so you know.
Wow.
Yeah, I'll tell you off camera why I'm late, but go ahead.
Okay. Okay, good, thank you. All right, next item is just continuing the review of the bylaws. Ellen brought her edits and.
So on the one, and I was just reading it, I started on page 1 and where under benefits, there's only one part, so in the
is
red,
that the old version?
I don't know, this is the one I had from.
Yeah, there's a new one.
Sorry.
Okay, now I have to see if I'm. let's see.
Should we just let Ray go through it? Because he has.
Well, I just want, no, he'd already gone through this, so it was just one thing.
Yeah, but he revised a lot of things.
Yeah, all right, go ahead then, if you
Yeah,
get
I
that
think
part,
it's
okay.
easier if you
Right.
just
Okay.
go,
Do you
yeah,
wanna go
Since
from the
we-
top?
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, that's fine.
Just
So
to get through it.
Well, I mean, yes. Sorry.
we can, and then we'll go through. Are there any other changes that anyone brought to propose?
Not,
I don't know, if you're gonna start over, I might as well just not jump around, so go ahead.
All right, so I'm just going to go from the top and skip the table of contents. 'cause that
Okay.
reflects what the changes are.
Yep.
The first change that I see here is removing permanent
Yep.
under sections 1.1-4 from part-time and changing some information in there that's
no,
kind of dated, changing maternity to parental leave.
Yeah. yeah,
And then directly spelling out that any benefits are prorated according to the number of regularly scheduled hours and or days of the week for which the employees required to perform work. And then removing the next redundant paragraph.
Yeah.
Hey, Ray, just to be clear, so this, everything in black here is from the original.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, go ahead, sorry.
No worries.
No, I know we had made some changes, I just didn't know what change we were on.
Let's see.
I'll bring on that here, sorry.
Capitalize P for personnel board so that we can recognize the board under administration.
yeah, right.
Yes.
The next is responsibilities of the personnel board 1.2-2, which is something we had discussed in a prior meeting. So which kind of assigns a delegate
Yep.
to work on behalf, exercising powers, duties, and responsibilities of the personnel board.
Mhm.
Do I have to read that whole thing?
No.
Nope.
Is everyone okay?
No.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm good.
Okay. Personnel records 1.3.1. Actually, let's see, Ellen, you had part of the 1.2-1. So let's back up under administration.
Okay,
Yours was a recommendation to change the language in there about the membership.
The 1.2-1.
Yes. Where it says 4 members, your recommendation is to change to 4 members shall be registered voters in the town of Clinton.
Yeah,
And the 5th member shall be a full-time employee under the jurisdiction of the personnel board. Members of the personnel board shall serve with
But that- And it doesn't, I guess it doesn't specifically say that, but the 5th member, which is also a full-time elected, full-time or elected appointed employee, would still have to be a Clinton resident, correct? I don't know if you need to put that.
I thought
in
you
there.
had to be to serve on any board.
No, I know, right, it doesn't say, but the other
Yeah.
ones,
that's
Good.
fine.
the other ones say you have to be a registered voter. That one kind of, again, it makes sense,
Yeah.
but you know,
Yeah,
later on you read it and you go, you know.
Yeah.
So what is
So
the
the 5th
exact?
member has to be a town employee, but it would also have to be a Clinton resident.
Full-time elected.
But you're right, Alan, it probably isn't, it is probably redundant where you have to be a Clinton resident to serve
Yeah.
on the town board, so I guess you don't really need to put it in there.
So we can actually put 5 members be.
Yeah, I didn't think of that. To be on a Clinton board, you have to be a resident anyway, so.
Yeah, so it's
Yeah.
part of the.
Okay, no
The
worries.
bylaw.
Yeah,
And then you have, except for the school board, current members of.
Yeah.
Is that something new or was that already in there
where are we?
I don't
on
think
your
We
recommendation
are,
under
1.2-1.
1.2-1?
That looks like it's new.
Personnel board shall serve without compensation,
That's not new though.
except for
I'm-
the school board, current members of the elected or appointed boards of commission shall not be eligible to serve on the personnel board.
I think my thinking around that was, I don't think that, and I don't think that that was an acceptable. What was my thinking on that? Hold on. Members shall be registered voters.
well, the personnel board doesn't have any, as far as I'm correct, I don't believe has any oversight over the school department at all. So
No.
that may be why you wouldn't be in
Oh,
conflict.
yes,
Yeah.
right, that's exactly why, right,
So then you'd have to, except for school board, current members of
Right.
the elected or appointed boards or commissions shall not be eligible to serve on the personnel. committee.
Because there could be a conflict.
Yeah.
right, could be
That's
yeah, and that's what
Yeah.
the whole thing was, or just
Yeah.
around a conflict of
Good.
interest.
Yep.
Yep.
No,
Yeah,
that's
I think
good.
that actually might
I
be
like that.
something that's in the, no, it's not the administrative bylaw. Or
I don't remember seeing that,
I was looking at
Yeah,
it today,
okay,
That's good.
but I'm trying to remember exactly what it said. So, okay. I don't know if
Good.
we can do that, but I will try it.
okay,
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fine.
yeah, I mean, I didn't
I
know if you
mean,
could do a lot.
the attorney's gonna look at this.
Yeah.
anyway, so-
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, so I,
Yep.
Okay.
All I can say is take it out.
Yep.
All right. So we did that one,
Yeah.
1.2-2.
Yep.
1.3 -1, personnel records.
mm,
So this one in here puts human resources department
Yeah.
to establish and maintain personal records as
Yeah.
required by law.
yeah, I have that marked.
Yeah.
Because of the privacy stuff. so
Right.
yeah.
Same thing with contents of records,
Yep.
1.3-3,
Right,
human resources department in accordance with state and federal law.
Mhm.
1.3-4, confidentiality and access to records. This one was tricky. Personal records shall be considered confidential and access to records shall be limited to persons authorized by the personnel board to administer the personnel system. Appointing authorities, department and department heads. Any employee may, upon written request to human resources, obtain a copy of their personnel file.
Mhm.
mm-hmm,
Okay, that's good, that, because I'm thinking, so you'll administer it.
I will
but-
administer,
yeah.
and then as your agent, I can say,
Exactly.
yes, you can, no, you
No,
can't.
right.
And but if they come to you, they can
Mhm.
appeal and say,
Yeah.
I'd like access to this person,
Right, right.
and you can say yes or no.
Yeah.
As a body.
Yep.
okay,
Location of record just puts in there until such time as the personnel board or its delegate determines that centralization of all records is necessary and appropriate.
Yep.
Because right now, there's no capacity to do it right now.
No,
But if we determine that we want to centralize all personnel records, and we do, then we have the power to do it.
Well, kind of, and I totally understood what you're saying. I understand, agree with you. But if they're not centrally located, then that second paragraph, the first paragraph is useless, right? If you don't maintain them, how can, like, And again, I know,
No, you're totally right. But the way that it's written right
No,
now.
no, I understand.
useless too.
yeah, no, I'm not saying what we're
Yeah.
going to, I'm just, I think they both go together, that we know,
Yeah,
as soon as we
I
get
agree.
them compiled.
Yes, absolutely.
Because how can anybody expect you to maintain them if you don't have them?
No, you're
Exactly.
absolutely.
That's
right.
all I'm saying.
I don't know how they expected the personnel board to maintain them, so.
Look,
That
We
was
don't
less
either.
Put 'em in our-
realistic.
We don't either.
I'm wondering if the personnel board at one point was, we're all
Maybe,
employees, maybe.
Yeah, I don't know, have an office.
And I'm sure that was well before the whole.
Before we were
privacy
born?
stuff
Yeah.
kicked in.
Yeah.
If it was hands.
Okay,
Yeah, no, I'm good with that.
me too.
Yep.
Ellen, you were talking about delegation of personal records.
Yeah.
So this kind of puts in what we've already put in.
Oh, my head.
Yes,
Oh, I didn't know there was enough. There isn't a 1.3 desk.
No, Ellen proposed it on
Oh,
earlier.
yeah.
I kept flipping my page.
Yeah, no, I had proposed a new section.
Okay, where am I? Okay.
So that's all set.
Yes,
We have that incorporated in two places now.
yep.
Where's that? I get it, Crossing?
That's.
Oh, sorry, yeah, I didn't.
I know why I showed up if I'm not gonna get a copy.
We'll
No,
share.
I'll put it right here, that's okay.
We can share, yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just a second.
Okay, I must
You
have said
should
yes.
have that.
Part two,
Yep.
are we ready?
Yep.
2.1-3 recruitment. All department heads and appointing authorities under advisement of the Human Resources Department shall be responsible for the recruitment and selection of personnel.
Mm-hmm.
Patient and salary range for personnel per position shall be established in accordance with the classification and compensation plans adopted by the personnel board.
Mhm. Very good.
Yep,
Yeah, I like how you put in under advisement of
Right.
HR.
I took notes.
Mhm.
we know.
Yeah, good, 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 good.
A notice of vacancies, department heads and appointing authority is crossed out and puts in the Human Resources
Yep,
Department.
great. Yep.
And Human Resources shall prepare the vacancy notice,
Mhm.
consistent with section 3.1-4.
I know
Yeah.
everybody's in a hurry, it's my fault that we're starting late. I do want to talk about, and I don't know if it's in here or if we wait, about the personnel board when we're classifying somebody and the interaction, I guess is the best way to put it, with the finance committee. So I know it's not in here.
Mhm.
So in other words, again, I can do it now, whatever, real quick. So like recently we said we felt a job should move from a letter up,
Mhm.
right? Okay,
Mhm.
we're kind of, and I think we had the best, I know we had the best interest of filling that position in mind.
Mhm.
But if there's no, I don't know, advisement or whatever from the finance committee, we could end up just spinning our wheels, you know, and that's just one job. So let's say we had to fill 4 of them and every one of them we all recommended you move it up and that amounts to X number of dollars. And then we find out that they're not going to fund that, then, you know, so I don't know if we,
Yeah, it's all pending approval, the way that.
well, that's what I'm saying. How do we, and this is stuff that is, you know, maybe it's something as soon as we're going to have it on our agenda, at least say to them, hey, what's our goalpost of numbers here? What are we playing with? You know?
That's $1 million.
Well, I know that's, I don't hate, you know, but that's kind of where
Right,
we're at. I
right.
feel like, you know,
You're right.
if you
Right.
get all done and you say, hey, these 4 jobs look good, let's post them. And we find out that
They're not.
there's no money, then we're right back to,
Yeah. Yeah, yeah.
anyway,
But
I didn't know if it was in there.
No,
it says-
but it is, it's a good, it's a
Yeah,
good, it's a
when it
good
talks about,
point.
So
you
it
know,
is a
recruiting
good
them and
point.
stuff, you know, if a
Right.
department head
That's
sits in front
fine.
of you and says, hey, I'm gonna fill this job, but it needs to have another, and we go, yeah,
Yeah, we
that's a great job description, it's a great presentation, we say, yeah, and then we find out, no.
But there's no money.
So I don't know if it's, you know,
And there is money, it's just a matter of,
Moving.
yeah,
and getting
correct.
approval.
so maybe
Right.
it's something we say, okay, we like right away email, whether it's.
I mean, these should be no-brainers.
No, no,
honestly.
I'm not debating, I just think, I'd like to know before we.
Yeah,
You're absolutely right.
you know,
yeah,
just
no,
tell us
definitely.
what's in our walleye, but anyway,
Yep.
Yeah, I think what you're talking about, I've thought about more on a policy level.
Mm-hmm.
As we put a hiring policy through,
Mhm.
what I envision is to have different levels of approval,
Okay.
including finance. So if it
Mhm.
goes to the town accountant and we say this is the band, these are
Mm-hmm.
the 10 steps that we're using,
Yep.
and we want to hire somebody at step 9.
Mm-hmm.
We have to verify that those funds exist first.
Right.
In order to.
So
To move-
sign off.
To move it forward.
But if they want
Right.
to reclassify it, they have to get endorsements from all those levels before they come to us.
Right.
you know what, and
Yeah, makes
I don't even know what happened to it, I don't even, the HR before you, she had started something like that, it was a routing sheet, so people wouldn't just come, you know, they didn't just come right to the personnel board without going through department heads, but it sounded very similar to that, I don't think was finalized. I don't know how much traction it had, but it was something similar to that with, you know, before they went to either the finance committee, the personnel board, personnel board, the finance committee, that their department head was aware of it.
Mhm.
And it was something on that idea.
Yeah. And there are various
But
forms.
Yeah,
that
so
follow
I don't know where it is either.
Me neither.
No, I mean, I just,
Yeah.
it's something we started and it just.
I've seen so many films, but yeah, no, you're right. There have been processes that were started
Mhm.
and just didn't carry over. And this was by my two predecessors, not just the one.
Okay, so we'll look at that. I'm just.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yes, time.
Posting an advertisement. Let's see. This human resources and the
No,
appointing authority
we
shall
talked
ensure
about
that
this.
notice of vacant positions be
Yeah.
posted. And this takes out
The
the local
local-
paper
yeah.
that has no return.
No.
Right.
And
Ex-
14 days on the town's website at minimum
Yep.
prior to the closing
Mhm.
date for application. C,
Is
Do
14?
is there any type of municipality website for hiring?
yeah, we post our senior positions on it
Okay.
because it's
Oh, is
like
it
it's
pricey?
costly.
Mhm.
It can be
Mm.
for just 30 days of advertising.
Right.
Yeah, yeah,
So
Okay.
it can range.
okay.
But we do use them.
It's 14 days, and I've never seen this in writing. It just seems like when the town posts jobs, it's always been 30. I don't know if that's just an arbitrary number they picked
Well,
up.
it's been 30 because of the way that it's been advertised in the item. So what happens is it's posted for 2 weeks, so it can close 2 weeks after. It's because the item will only run on.
Okay, so it's not a set time.
No, it's not a set time frame.
Okay.
And 14 days doesn't keep us from keeping the position open. It says, here's the fairness. We're going to prioritize the people who apply within the
Yeah.
first 14
Right.
days.
Yeah.
And if we don't like that pool, we have more.
Okay, no, I didn't know if it was illegal,
No.
but now I understand. Okay, good.
So back to, got rid of the newspaper, great.
Mhm.
But that's not locking you into just post these jobs on the town's website, right? That's carried.
No, that's at minimum.
At minimum.
At
Okay.
minimum.
Okay.
Yeah. And I would never just post in one place.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
yeah.
If we had multiple vacancies, it would
Mhm.
be a little bit harder to post
Okay.
wider.
Mhm.
Wide. Yep, that's the right word. The only that's something to visit if and when we get to that point where we're
Right, right.
looking for a lot of positions like that. Application, is that okay to move on? Sorry.
Yes.
Yep.
Employment by the town of Clinton shall complete and submit official employment application form and or fulfill other application requirements to the Human Resources Department. And the reason that that's changed is because we don't request for you to submit your application,
Mhm.
a completed application when you submit your,
Resume.
Resume.
Yeah.
and it's almost redundant.
Right.
If you get hired, we can ask you to fill out
Right.
the application.
Exactly.
Or if we come in for an interview, we say, just
Right.
bring this with you.
Right.
Right, yeah,
Agree.
good. That's good.
Um,
Mhm.
Offers of employment, 2.1-4.
Yeah.
All offers shall be made in writing by the appointing authority. The written offer shall be conditional upon successful completion of pre-employment background checks and
Yeah.
medical examination. Said conditional offer shall include the salary, the starting date, and appropriate additional information. Copies of the letter shall become part of the official personnel record.
But not every position has to have a medical exam, do they?
Yes,
They do.
yes,
I'm all over it.
yes. I think it's.
I don't know how I passed.
It's been so long.
I think I got hired on a Friday.
Well, that's
Well,
yeah.
that was 10 years ago. I was in shape then,
You still are.
in better shape.
Mhm.
2.2-3. It's very minor. It has the words "or" in there, so it makes a huge difference in the legal world,
Yeah.
HR world.
Yep,
Oh, you're hang on this page.
keeping it open.
We're flying through this one.
But you didn't say A, you said 2.2.3, you didn't say A.
Oh, I'm very sorry. A, B, and C.
Yeah.
Yeah, or was a good ad, because that would,
And then part 3 is next. I didn't make a lot of changes to part 3.
compensation plan.
Yes, I did not make a lot of changes to that. Just because I
Okay.
know that we're looking to update.
I know we did we talk about the annual performance evaluations previously?
We did.
We did.
Okay, so we were all good on that then.
We talked about it. We don't know what the typical practice is, and once we have more capacity to administer, we'll be making sure that those are.
What's that? Is that 2.1?
That is, 3.2.4.
11.
Oh, yeah, we should address that.
3.2-3, right above that,
Mhm.
just remove disapprove.
Yep.
And add deny.
Yep. Right.
Do you approve or
Yeah.
disapprove?
Yeah, right.
We've talked about merit increases.
Yep.
Promotion. So I know that one of the recommended additions is to
Yeah.
kind of cap the progression.
Yeah,
And the only reason I would be against that is because it takes away from our management rights, which we're trying to give more of our managers more autonomy.
Yeah.
And we also want to be able to award an employee, for example. We're in a position where if somebody's going to leave and we can actually look at their job and see what they've done and
Mhm.
offer them a little bit more to try to keep them.
keep them.
That's the goal right now is retention. So that's where my thinking is coming. As long as they're
Mhm.
within that band and receive authorization to do it. And that's really my line of thinking when it comes to that.
We just need to make sure that we are, we have a good understanding about people's performance. I
Right.
mean,
That's-
so I have no issue with retaining somebody, but I just don't think we have a good process for knowing that.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And rewarding them along the way.
And-
Yeah.
yeah.
So
Mhm.
we just, I mean, I think we've talked about the fact that we need a better process for, I don't even know if we're doing performance reviews.
I also don't know.
Right. So, and I think
thought
I think the
3:13.
answer is no, and I certainly,
Yeah.
or it's definitely not in an official capacity,
Mhm.
and it should be.
Yeah, to Ellen's
Yeah.
point, I think, and I'm just circling those, I think this promotion one and the evaluation one is two parts here that I think we need to go more into. So I mean, I don't want to bog this
Mhm.
down. I'd like to go, because again, it's my fault we're starting late, but I'm not. I think we need to look at those two more closely
Well,
because I think that somehow you got to relate the two of them. And
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, also, merit increases too, because it does say the personnel board shall develop an administrative procedure for granting, of the annual merit increases and, this procedure shall govern the granting of all merit.
Yeah, which is difficult to kind of interpret because merit doesn't exist. It's worded incorrectly.
So what is it? If it's not
It's
merit,
longevity. It's a step increase.
So what if somebody's
Yeah.
doing a crappy job,
right?
they still get the,
Step.
merit increase?
Well, that's where we are looking at the effectiveness of our management, and that's a different story.
So just
So-
I'm sorry to interrupt. So you're saying a merit increase and a step increase are the same thing?
No, I'm saying that they're not.
Right. So okay, then I am confused because what's the difference between a merit increase and a promotion?
A merit increase is an increase based on a performance evaluation.
Right.
Right,
Which we don't do. So
Right,
I
which
don't
is
know
very
how we
similar
know
to-
that.
Which is very similar to a promotion because, and I can't think of a job in here that actually your promotional title would change with the non-union. I'm not talking with the union have, but a promotion increase, and I have voted by the personnel board with their department, with the appointing authority on merit is basically the same thing. I know it's defined differently, but it's in with these jobs, it is the same thing because there's nobody getting there's no, most of these departments are one person or two. They're not getting promoted to a different,
Because what's the difference between a promotion and a step increase?
Yeah.
right.
That's I guess that's what.
I'm saying the same
So
thing
the
we did
merit
see.
merit is for your performance. A
Right.
step increase or a promotion is because
Well,
you've earned to go to the next step. So how are we determining that?
Right now, it's automatic. Your year.
Yeah, and I don't think it should
And
be.
that's,
No,
and that's very common. That's actually boilerplate for towns across the board.
I'll give you that.
And
It is.
No, I agree.
and for this and for state service and for federal
It
service.
definitely is.
So, yeah, I'd like to look at just this whole evaluation merit.
But my point again is that, okay, if you're not doing a good job, but how do we know whether you are or not? Because we don't do performance reviews.
Right, that's what.
Because it's all related
We
as
should
far as
look
I'm
at all-
concerned.
That whole section. We
Oh,
should-
you're not
Yeah.
you're not wrong. You have my entire buy-in with your train of thought.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Let me answer your other question first. The difference with what we're looking at it when we're talking longevity and then the promotion is just that salary band. It's that grade. That's the difference when we're talking public. When we're talking about specifically merit, it's a whole other thing. That's like going in and in your world, the private world,
Mm-hmm.
it's between 2% and 4%, depending on how I perform,
Right.
Mhm.
etc.
Mm-hmm.
But there is no annual step increase.
Right.
The idea is, in an ideal world, bear with me,
Mm-hmm.
that we have managers who are holding their employees accountable.
Hmm.
That's a different story.
Mhm.
Yeah,
We
because
have the performance review, but we also have employees who don't perform and managers who don't want to, and this is in theory, managers who
Yes.
don't want to hold
Right.
their employees to a standard.
Yeah.
But we're also in a situation possibly where we have managers who haven't been empowered to do their jobs. You know, it's we're very siloed, very small departments.
Mhm.
So do they know what their authority is and how
Right,
far that
right,
goes?
right.
So I think that there's more, I think for me, thinking about it in the grand scheme, to be more progressive and less regressive, we start with plans and policies that teach employees how to manage their departments
Mhm.
and then build out from there, eventually getting into this kind of like a merit or reward system. But if we were to go through and put something in place, I would recommend doing further research into what the performance increase for other states looks like, for other, not states, other municipalities looks like.
Yes, I would be-
merit increases.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I would be interested to know that because I feel like, you're
'Cause they're all-
automatically
they're all
getting
in
a
it.
cost of
Right,
living
you can't-
increase, and
If you can't do it,
whether
you
it's 2,
can't do
3,
it.
4%,
It's
that's
based
most,
off of the value.
that's most,
Yeah.
that's,
Exactly.
Like-
most people only get that
Right.
one.
You had somebody come-
Do you know what I mean? In a private sector,
You're getting rent.
why-
per se, but I
Not
just,
doing that. No.
I just think, step increases or, merit increases, but on top of that, you're already getting a cost of living increase.
So let me ask you, when it's time for somebody to get a step increase, does the manager go through the person's job description and make sure they're doing all of those functions? Because if they're not, why should they get a step increase?
Typically, no.
Every year on
That
July
step
1st,
increases your
12%.
longevity, and usually because municipal salaries are lower. So this is your incentive to stay for 20 years.
Yeah, and I don't know if it's in here. I know we talked about this.
Freddie just said every year, July 1st.
Yeah.
Everybody gets a
And it
step.
actually should be on your for
Anniversary
equal
day.
achievement. It should be on your anniversary, but it hasn't been able to.
But what if
Okay, then
you're
you just
not
said
a-
what I,
what if
that
you're
came
not
up.
a good
That came
employee?
up before.
What if you're not a good employee? What if you're not doing your job? What if you don't come to work?
I think you have to fault the whole department at that point because you have a manager who's not managing and an employee who's not performing.
That's
But
crazy.
yeah, there was talk about doing it on the anniversary or like if we either hire in January, but now they just go July 1st. It's just easy. I'm not
We're,
defending.
That's the way
it. Just tell me
every
it's
state does it?
we're
no, here, I'm just talking here.
Most
I don't know where else.
municipalities do it automatically,
And just step it up.
and mostly because for equal treatment across the board, because they can't get their unions to buy into performance review,
Wow.
they don't make the non-union do it.
That's just like
Really?
not holding anybody accountable for anything.
That's why I said I'd like to.
I mean,
And that's why they have those progressive
But
performance
isn't
improvement.
But you know what? It's the taxpayers' money that
Yeah.
is paying their salaries, and they should be performing to what's on their job description.
right. And we act like we can't ask them to do any of that.
Exactly.
I mean, it's
That's
almost like, well,
absurdity.
it is. I don't agree with that.
I don't know how we could fight them.
Well, that's the thing. I think we take that section.
With
Like,
policy.
We need policies.
The good thing about it is that this says that the personnel board will develop, which
Right.
means
I saw that.
there's time to
Procedures.
develop. You can
Yeah.
develop it
Mm-hmm.
and then take it from there.
Mhm.
Whoops.
Yeah.
I'll let you take a look at that whole
Yeah, I
section.
mean, we're
Yeah,
not
so I mean,
against steps, but
Mhm.
they have to be performing.
Right. You have to be in good standing in so many certain factors.
But then
I don't
it's
think that's a lot
developing,
to ask.
it's developing a system that is equitable too, on top of it. It's not a lot to
Fair and
ask.
equitable.
No.
It's not a lot to ask.
Yeah, no.
Oh,
I
but-
think it's reasonable.
But
We can do that.
administratively,
Mm.
in the town of Clinton right now, it's,
Right, because we don't have anything automated.
right.
Right.
So I get that.
We're
but-
working on that and then changing step increases to looking at changing step increases to
To
anniversary dates, but that's next year's battle.
Like I didn't get paid last week because supposedly this goes back to the automated system because somebody didn't get the page that went through. You know, there was people that didn't get paid. I mean,
In the town?
yeah, up at the high school.
Oh,
Yeah, and one of them was me.
Oh my God.
But I'm sorry, that's
You didn't
because
get-
we are so
Didn't get the
manual.
time
you
sheets.
should call HR.
Get us some money.
You should definitely call HR.
Yeah.
That's an,
Anyway,
We'll pass the hat.
Dave didn't get either.
Oh, no.
Quit, I'm telling her to call you.
Anyway, I know Ray's got to go in a couple minutes,
Oh.
so. But I know we have till the 16th.
Yes.
So how do we want to handle this going forward? Because there's a lot of reds coming up.
Well,
Well, the biggest
Well-
reds are in part 5, which we've already looked at most of.
Yes, that's what I thought. Okay,
Yeah.
good.
Do we want to skip to that really quickly?
Yeah,
'Cause the other ones are-
the other ones is already done.
Yeah.
Hang on. Let me just read. I mean, we're not voting on this. I guess I can skim to it.
Well, I mean, the other, this stuff
So-
is,
Is it against the open meeting laws if we take this and just send our comments to you?
Oh,
We
that-
don't-
as long as you don't talk
Talk amongst each other.
amongst each other.
Right, so I can say, hey, Ray, I'm good with all your changes and Brendan
Do you guys
says,
both
Ray.
have to leave at 6?
No, but he does.
No, but, and then.
Oh, but we can.
We can do the meeting without you.
Sure.
But I'm just saying.
I'm not staying a lot longer.
No, I don't, we don't have to, that's my fault. Yeah, we can send everything. I mean, I have some questions and I do have a lot on this next section, so I don't want to gloss over section 5. I
Yeah.
have a lot of
Oh, yeah, no, I mean,
changes, so I.
but I thought we discussed a lot
Yeah,
of
We
stuff.
did. Let me
You
clear up.
wanted to-
All right,
Let me
go
just
ahead.
clear up really quickly what we have here for the vacation. Vacation accruals are split into 2 schedules. Schedule A, which will sunset after July 1st.
Yep.
Schedule A
Mhm.
says that
What page are you on, please?
page
16,
oh,
17, right?
17.
Yeah.
okay.
This one, do you have this one?
Oh, I'm over here
That's okay.
on the accrual.
So for 5.2-2,
Mm-hmm,
my logic is that we're earning vacation time in the town for prior service.
Yep.
So as of July 1st, we stick to the original schedule where everyone gets their lump sum.
mm-hmm.
As of August 1st, that's when accruals come through after you work a full month of service.
Okay.
So the accruals start to build up.
Yep.
It might be a little bit of a challenge to get it through, because if you work it out, essentially, if someone continues to take their time and keeps accruing the time, they're going to be getting a lot more vacation time technically, even though it's really theirs. It's the way that you sell it, the way that you talk about it.
Yeah.
However, in the position that they're in, they count quicker. So that's the other thing for you to consider. However, you still get all of your vacation time on July 1st.
Mm-hmm.
And then after that, it's the accrual
It's-
system.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Beginning in August.
Yes.
Mhm.
Again, I know this is, I would much rather just leave it the way it is. I think this is confusing. If you give me 3 weeks, July 1st, and then on August, I start accruing vacation, I have more than my 3 weeks,
Yes.
right? Well, you shouldn't have. You should only have your 3 weeks. And I don't understand. And I get it. Maybe you fix it, but I don't, I mean, it's been done this way. I mean, I've only been here 10 years, but anyone that's working this building say they've been always getting their vacation time on the 1st. It can be tracked that way, just like personal days. You know, you get your 3, put in the system, you use them, you use your vacation time. Now, if you want to put something in there, and you're better wording it than I am, but if you have 4 weeks vacation and you leave the job at 6 months, then you won't, you have to pay back anything you used over the 2 weeks, because you only get,
You can't do that legally.
well, Okay, we
It's a
can,
wage violation.
okay, well, we can debate that, but,
We can't, it's in the law.
well, okay, for one, I'd like to see the law. Two, we talk about, we could
Right.
submit this and everything we do here has to be reviewed. If somebody leaves and they don't, and again, if you can't find.
But why are you questioning his knowledge of
No,
the law?
No, I'm not, well, I like to see it. I mean, because we talk about different places do things different ways. I just don't see how you could give somebody vacation and then they start accruing more. Then you could they could burn more than that. You could use it up and then, I don't understand why we have to change the way it's been done, I guess is my
Because
question.
it's not working.
It's not working because it's not, we've already hit on why it's not working, but it's not working because people aren't following it. That's the reason it's not working.
No, it's not working because it's punitive. It's punishing people who are working for 2 years, being hired after July 1st and not accruing any more time, who only have 2 years, 2 weeks of time off. So if an employee comes to work on July 2nd
Mhm.
and accrues up to 2 weeks,
Okay.
come July 1st, they have not reached their first full year of employment and therefore they're not eligible for
See,
a lump sum.
But and then,
It's been confirmed by council.
okay, but that's
And
not,
so-
okay, well, you say it's confirmed by council, but that's not the way it's been done. Just
Then we're in violation.
Okay, then I'm not saying, okay, then maybe we are, but I'm just saying, just like we were talking about with.
And that's not
On the
right.
step raises, on July 1st, you get everything.
And I don't agree with
Well,
that.
then, again, but I don't think this, I don't know.
But let me explain why that makes sense and do with that information what you will.
Mhm.
When you start working, you do not have any time
Mhm.
on your day, your first day,
Yeah,
and you're accruing the time up to 2 weeks. So if you came out on July 1st
Mm-hmm.
and you didn't use any time, July 1st of the next year, you've earned 2 weeks.
Right.
We are earning time for past work, for prior work. So on July 1st, you're earning your lump sum of work based on the years that you worked up until that July 1st.
so you're saying you don't get the automatic 2 weeks when you start?
No, you'll get it.
Yeah, and you should, everybody does.
You get it in an accrual
Everybody
schedule.
should.
So what
They
this
do.
does,
They don't.
Yes, they do.
in a lump sum, no, they don't. Not the way that it's written here.
Okay. I don't know what.
Brenny, regardless
Okay.
of how it's being practiced,
Well, that's what.
it doesn't mean that that's what should be happening because we're doing it against the law. Well, we're doing a lot of things against the law in this. I mean,
I think this is awful confusing when you just say to someone on July 1st, you get your 2 weeks. I mean, how are you gonna go?
I don't think what's confusing to you.
But I don't see-
You're just being old school
No,
because
I
that's the
just
way
don't
it's
see,
done.
you know, there's stuff in here that needs to be fixed. I don't see where that needs to be fixed. I don't see where it's not working.
Well, it's working because a lot of people are taking time that they don't even have,
that's-
not even putting it down.
That has nothing to do with.
Well, okay, but if we want to start calling
No.
a spade,
This is a more progressive policy that will allow us to attract more talent. Hey, it just adds the time that you are going to be.
I guess
July
I don't
1st.
know why you're so against someone getting their automatic 2 weeks when they
They do
get
get-
hired. They're not supposed to be.
They do not. My request had to come before the board.
No,
Yeah.
no. Your request to get an extra week had to come before the board.
My request to get an extra week in July came before the board. You decided to give me retroactive vacation.
Right.
Yes.
Yep.
Yes, he's right.
No, the only.
Yes.
I watched the meeting.
Okay, well, I thought we'd watch it because I thought we just, and that's frequent. I know they've done it with, and I don't know the other department I'm gonna mention, but if someone gets hired and they have experience, they give them, they go to the personnel board to get that extra vacation time.
Yeah, but I mean,
Instead of 2 weeks,
Right,
3 weeks.
right.
Yes, we have voted.
Yeah.
that.
Yes,
of course.
this takes that out
Yes.
Right.
because that's the
That, Brent,
that's
I
the
don't
number one
understand what
negotiated
is wrong with
thing.
that.
And I don't see the need for it.
Oh,
I don't. I just think, I think it complicates it.
I disagree. I don't see what the harm is. I guess that's my point. I don't see what the harm is in doing that. Do you, Joe?
No, I'm familiar with the accrual, how the accruals do it, because that's how I do it. That works. So I think it's getting people.
I think this is very common
Understand it.
practice.
Yes.
And you're saying we're already doing it, but I don't think, doesn't look like we are. Brenny.
We're already, like on July 1st, I get my, whatever I get this year, 3 weeks.
I don't, so then somebody's doing that manually for you. Cause that's not how it's supposed to work.
Not just for me, I mean,
Based
that's,
on.
So on right now, the current schedule on July 1st, he would get his 3 weeks
Mhm.
based on previous.
Correct.
Yeah,
And that's
Right, but
not changing in here, because he's still gonna, just.
Yes,
as Brenda
correct.
Just
understands.
this July 1st.
Right.
Yes. Going forward,
Mm-hmm,
He'll accrue every
Right.
month on top of it. So he'll have his 3 weeks
right,
plus what he accrues up to the
Right.
cap,
exactly,
and it'll continue accruing.
right,
And there
And
will
that's a
be no
good thing.
stopping
right,
until there's a milestone date
Mhm.
for the next whatever, and now
And-
you're
and-
accruing an extra.
for additional.
And
you're
then when
accruing
you
additional hours
hire
or days,
somebody-
however you guys,
They automatically get their
Their
2
first
weeks.
40, well, they don't automatically, they start accruing automatically.
Yeah.
Right,
Which
instead
is-
of having
right.
to wait.
Right, right now, the way that it's written, the only
So it
person
really
that
comes down-
accrues time is the person who just started.
Right. Yeah,
yeah.
I don't see a problem. Okay, so you wanna move on to something else, or
Well,
we,
it's
or you
after
gotta go?
6.
Yeah, I mean, it's,
I mean.
but yeah, we
talk
can
about
always,
it for a
yeah,
few minutes and then. But we wanna get like this done so that it can make the warrant.
so it's gotta be done by the 16th, so
Yes. Do we want to, are we able to set another date?
to finalize. Mhm. Um, You guys want us to set another date before the 16th?
It depends on the day,
I
I
get-
have my board meeting at night.
Yeah, I don't know, I mean, what?
I'm just trying to think, because the next week we've got the. I forget what day we meet with not us, but the school,
Yeah,
we did
yeah.
the finance.
Okay, but if we do not finalize this stuff,
No, no,
guys,
no,
we
I
have to wait a whole other
How's
year.
the 14th, Monday?
Monday?
If we do Monday the 14th,
I
we can.
cannot, we have the school committee meeting on the 14th.
Mhm.
Um,
The 15th,
What's that?
Tuesday.
Because it's due that Wednesday. So we'll be able to.
Oh, so maybe,
Just get
that,
it.
is that too?
Well,
Too
we
late?
have to come with the mindset that we're making decisions.
That it's gonna be right.
Oh, yeah, right. I'm fine with that.
I think I'm fine. Not getting thick on my calendar.
let's,
No, I'm fine with the mindset of coming that the decisions need to be made,
Yeah.
so we have time to review
I
it.
can say tentative on
Right,
Tuesday, and then we'll
exactly.
get, if we have to, we'll
Yeah.
have to.
Yeah,
Figure
no,
something
let's do that.
Well, if tentative Tuesday, it would have to be prior to that, because the 16th is the deadline of,
Right, no, I understand that, but we can talk later. But yeah, let's say Tuesday, and if we have to change, we'll figure it out. I mean, that's,
if we have to change before that,
yeah, we'll, I mean,
okay. So the 15th at 5.
Mhm. Okay, very good. So are we, okay,
are we done?
make a motion to adjourn.
So moved.